Welcome back to the Midlife Ride. My name is Chris. Catherine is behind the wheel today. And the reason she's behind the wheel today is because we're on our way to Bardstown, Kentucky. Now, Bardstown is the second oldest city in Kentucky. You might have heard of it recently because of some unsolved murders, but that's not why we're heading there. It's also a central location to a lot of the bourbon distilleries here in Kentucky, and we are headed there to meet up with our good buddies Walt and Tina from the Frontiersman Travel Adventures. So stay tuned as we hit up a couple of distilleries for some bourbon tastings, a couple of restaurants for some good food, and a little tour of our hotel room. Anything you want to add?
I'm gonna try some bourbon. I'm determined.
There you go. So, let's go.
Hello, how are you? I'm living on the moon. I'm calling from a telephone inside of a saloon. The only other person here left many years ago. And now I sit here at the bar, feeling so alone.
All right, we are in Bardstown, finally, and in Walt and Tina's room, starting off the morning with some blackberry bourbon fizzes for the four of us. I figure, you have to start drinking before you get to the tastings, right?
Absolutely.
Absolutely, 100%.
Just a little,
Warm up the taste.
yes, exactly. So we have our crushed blackberries in the bottom of the glass, some ice. Chris just poured in the bourbon, and we're just using very old Barton. That's his daily. And then we're using 0 sugar Canada Dry ginger ale to top it off. So should be nice and yummy.
Cheers!
Cheers again.
Cheers. Good stuff. Let's see.
Oh, yeah. That's so good.
yum.
That's very tasty.
Right?
Very, very
For someone who
so
doesn't like
refreshing.
bourbon, this is delicious.
Yes.
So I just want to say, I am the only non-bourbon drinking person in this group, and I have finished my blackberry bourbon fizz in no time at all. Chris, let's see, how much do you have left, honey? Yeah, about a quarter.
I've got the most.
Oh my gosh.
I've got just
Walt
sip.
has like 3/4. Tina has about a half. So, yeah, I did. I came to play, and I am in first place right now. But I just want to tell you that my goal today is to be as cool as Tina and drink bourbon straight without making a weird face. I'm going to do my best because I just want to be as cool as her. So we'll see if it happens.
All right, our first stop of the day is here at Jim Beam Distillery, just outside of Bardstown, really not very far away. We're going to go do a tasting, then we're going to go eat at the kitchen table, the restaurant here on site. As you can see, it's raining in the background, which is kind of nice because it's knocked down the humidity quite a bit.
And it's frizzed up my hair a lot.
So leave a comment down below if you like Catherine's hair.
Be nice, you all.
Otherwise, we're going to go drink some bourbon and eat some food.
Now a trick I like to show people when I'm working with some bourbon or trying to nose my bourbon. Okay, I part my lips slightly. This will allow me to get even a little bit of a taste before I even sip on it.
It's clearing my sinuses.
Now. Now, we do have a saying around here, drink it any damn way you please.
So the first one that we had, I thought was the easiest to drink. I drank that whole thing.
Which was the Jim Beam White Label.
Yes. The Basil Hayden, disgusting. Just No, not under any
Like
circumstances.
old butts.
The Knob Creek that I'm on right now, like when I added water to the first one, right? I added a little water to the first one, and it made it like spicier, which was okay, but not as good as just having it straight. But the Knob Creek on its own tastes it's like liquid pepper to me, and I don't like that.
It is.
It's very, and I like spicy, but I don't want to drink it. I don't want to drink pepper.
Yeah.
If it was on food, it would be fine, probably. So
Poured
now,
on a steak.
what's the next one? Is Booker's? Oh, is that the last one? Oh, we're on the
That's
last
even gonna be-
one. I mean, if this doesn't work out, I'm proud of myself for drinking at least one. I mean,
gonna
that's
work out.
an
It's
accomplishment.
You're doing great. Keep it up.
Let's quotes for quitters.
Now that one's got a kick. But it's good. I like the flavors.
That one's not as peppery.
So
I mean, it's a different peppery, right? It's still peppery, but it's a different.
still spicy.
Does it have, like,
You can
cinnamon or-
distinguish the
Probably
flavors?
has a
Yes.
little more. You're probably tasting like a little more allspice or maybe cloves
Yes.
or
Something
like
that is hiding that, like masking the
Yes, that's-
straight pepper,
Yes.
right? So it's not as bad as the other ones for
And the
sure.
reason-
Because I could not, as much as I tried, I could not stop my ugly face from happening on those middle two.
It's okay to have an ugly face.
I know.
It's part of it. It's part of the experience.
So the Jim Beam White is a kind of a really good basic bourbon. Not a fan of Basil Hayden. Love the Knob Creek. Love the Bookers. If I had to pick one, it'd be the Knob Creek.
To start, we got the spiced pork rinds and the crispy Brussels sprouts. Chris and Walt got old fashions, and Tina got a brown derby, which is Jim Beam Black, grapefruit, honey, and lemon. It looks really cute.
Did you order a cocktail?
No. I need to prepare for the next tasting because I'm like my head is a little swirly. Yeah, crispy Brussels.
Slow down.
Oh man, those are really good. Like an Asian something on them. Pepper jelly. Yum. I don't think I've ever had a pork rind before. So, here goes. Smoky, right?
Very good.
Tastes like crispy barbecue. So for our main courses, we went with the Kentucky Burgoo, the pulled pork sliders. Tina also got the pulled pork sliders, and Walt went with the brisket, and it is beautiful. Pickles and some kind of slaw on the
This.
sliders.
That's basically like a roast beef.
It's okay. I mean, it has a good flavor. The pork is a little more ground up than I'm used to, honestly. I kind of like the big chunks, and I really love Chris's pulled pork that he makes me at home, so this is really not even fair. I know it's like Jim Beam, but there's really no comparison, honestly.
So, first of all, the old fashioned is delicious. Really like that, but we also got, like Catherine said, we also got the Burgoo, which is kind of a Kentucky thing. That is really good, especially on a rainy day. Yeah. It's like if you're wondering what Burgoo is, it's kind of like a hearty beef vegetable stew. So good, though. I want to see what Walt thinks about the brisket.
It is really tender and just, I don't get the smokiness because they got all that other stuff on it, but it's very, very tasty. And then they got that corn relish. It's really good. The grits are amazing because she said they put like cream cheese in there or something.
Oh, yeah.
And it's tasty, very tasty.
I think the sliders are really, really good. I don't usually get like the slaw, and I think it's pickle as well on there. I usually get that on the side, but I was like, yeah, go ahead and, put it on there. The flavors of all of that together is really, really good. I'm glad I did that, and I'm going to enjoy it.
So we were almost done with our meal, and our waitress brought us out some duck poppers, which are bacon, jalapeno, and cane syrup. So we are excited to try those. Yep, that's where it's at.
Very sweet. Really good flavor. Perfect.
There's a little sweet, but then you get like the smokiness at the
Yeah.
end, right?
Yep.
Like
That
that
too.
smoked bacon or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably the most flavorful thing that I've had here.
Oh, wow. It's really good.
I mean, besides the delicious Brussels sprouts.
All right, my turn. I really like that bacon. It's like a very rich, meaty snack.
I love my rich meaty snacks.
I don't think I can eat a lot of them, but it's very good.
It's like a pig and a duck got married.
In the spirit of Frontiersman Travel Adventures, I'm going to tell you a little story. It's not going to be a story about a missing boy or a haunted hotel. It's going to be a story from the early days with Chris. I wanted nothing more than for him to think I was cool. And you know what he thought was cool? A woman who drank beer. So I was determined to drink some beer so that Chris would think I was cool. And I think I ordered, I don't know, a Blue Moon or a Corona, and I drank the whole thing. We were at a bar, and I said, so, do you think I'm cool now? And he said, well, that kind of beer doesn't count. So, I'm here drinking bourbon, which I don't particularly enjoy, but I kind of feel like maybe if I get into it, Chris will think I'm cool. We'll see.
All right, we're on to our second tasting of the day here at Heaven Hill Distillery, which oddly enough is only a couple minutes away from downtown Bardstown. So this wasn't far away at all. I mean, in fact, you could probably walk to it if you wanted to. So we're gonna go taste some more bourbon.
Make some good cocktails. This is 110 proof, 6-year-old rye whiskey. It's going to hit different than the bourbon does. So we're on number 4.
It doesn't even sneak up on that.
It's not bourbon. It's not. It's spicier than that. It's not as sweet. But you can see why bartenders like this. This would make a great.
Heaven Hill, that's like
Yes, exactly. Once a year, just one drop, 35 barrels, not that many bottles.
I try to get it on my lips.
Do
you do that? Like I try to get it on my lips and then like lick my lips with it because it tastes different before it goes down.
I remember the days those years ago that never fade away. And I remember your face when you hit the ground. I can recall the time and place on the midnight walk through the old streets, trying to turn back the clock to the days of old.
So here we are for dinner at the old Talbott Tavern, and we are starting with some cheesy garlic biscuits and fried pickles. Chris and Walt got the catfish dinner. I opted for the shrimp and grits, and Tina got the chicken fried steak. Chicken fried steak. Chicken fried steak. They taste just like red lobster. Yep. Fried pickles. Nice and thin and crispy. Yeah, those are good. Okay, our dinner has come out, so I'm gonna try my shrimp and grits. Blackened shrimp and grits. The shrimp is good. Try it with the grits. Yeah, I like that. I still don't really know what grits are, but I think it's good.
And I got the fried catfish because I love catfish. It's something I don't get a chance to get very often, but very much a thing in kind of your small Kentucky towns. So I'm taking advantage of this opportunity. Oh yeah. That's some good catfish. And I also got with mashed potatoes with brown gravy, which is pretty freaking delicious. Reminds me of a kid at my grandmother's house. Even the green beans. This plate is like a taste of my childhood.
That is true.
Hey guys, so we're getting ready to wrap things up here in Bardstown, Kentucky, but we have had a fantastic day with Walt and Tina from Frontiersman Travel Adventures, possibly soon to be just Frontiersman Adventures, so look out for that. But if you haven't visited their channel, please do that now. We will put a link to their channel in the description down below. But before we say goodbye, I have a very important question for Chris. All right, honey. Now, question number 1. How do you think I did with the bourbon tastings?
I think you did really well. Like you took it seriously and, definitely tried to learn how to do it correctly and, what you should be looking for in each one. Although they were way more helpful with it at Heaven Hill than they were at Jim Beam, but I think you did really good tasting those. I mean, some of those bourbons, especially the ones at Heaven Hill, were higher proof and not necessarily easy to drink, but you did good.
Second question, starting with how cool Tina is, because every time I see her drink this bourbon with Walt, I'm impressed. I'm always impressed. She knows her stuff. She can talk about it like any guy I ever knew. And I just want to know if you think I'm cool.
Yes, I think you're cool. I just want to say for the record, bourbon doesn't discriminate. It's not a man's drink. It's not a woman's drink. It's a whiskey for the people. So, but yeah, you're cool. All right. Well, it's the next day, and we spent our night here at the Distill Inn, and we just wanted to give you a couple of thoughts on the room. First of all, it's a pretty nice little hotel, I think. A nice, clean little room. Nothing super fancy, but it's kind of nice. I slept pretty well.
I did too.
They have some nice seating here in the room. It's in a good location here in Bardstown. They do offer breakfast every morning. You know, not a huge selection of food, but it's something to eat, and coffee and pretty much the necessities.
I think it's a lot more than we've seen at a hotel in a while. I mean, with the hot food, and you can make your own waffles. The bagels were a nice touch.
But yeah, I would say we recommend the Distill Inn. If you're staying here in Bardstown, it's only a little over a mile from downtown. Definitely walkable. I wouldn't do it during the summertime. It's just humid and miserable outside, but it's really not far from downtown at all. Not far from the distilleries that we went to yesterday. We had a great time with Walt and Tina, as you could see. And I think that's going to close it out. I think we're going to take the short little drive back to Lexington and call this a trip. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Hit that little notification bell so that you know every time we release a new video, and we will see you on the next episode of The Midlife Ride.
As the days move on.